Hello, everyone. Welcome back in. It is Wednesday today. I just came back from work, and there is some garden work that I would like to focus on today. I don't have the entire afternoon, so I have to be quick and do this. So I'm going to put some of the compost from the dinner party. I haven't had a chance to put it in the soil yet, so it's been sitting out in the sun. So I'm going to go quickly and put this in the soil and mix the soil in. And also, I want to start talking about my plans for what I'm going to grow during the winter season. Vegas is still pretty warm. It was very cold like in the morning, but then it got warm again. So that's Vegas. That's pretty normal for us. So yeah, so I'm going to see what I can start focusing on, and I want to start seedling. So let's go to the soil. I just wanted to mention that it's not easy getting things done after work. Once you're done with work, you just want to come home and relax. But I have been finding that coming home and being able to focus on my garden goals, it's actually been very motivating, and it's been like relieving. Like it's been a stress reliever. So for me, it's been a very good experience so far, getting to prep the soil, getting to write down what I want to have in my garden. So although it is a lot of work coming from work, I'm so glad that I am pushing myself to get certain goals done and out of the way before the cooler months come in. And I'm pretty happy about it. So I think if we do a little bit every day or every now and then it's a good thing. As I'm doing this process of making a garden, a veggie garden, a homestead from scratch, I'm really taking a lot of notes to see how to make things better and easier. And something I picked up here is that I need to change where I'm putting this compost. This is not enough compost, one, and two, I need so much more space so that I can easily move this around, because it was just a little, because I'm filling it up, it's getting a little difficult to move around. So I have seen that some people use the trash cans to put their compost in, so I think I might just do that, and I happen to have one that is available for it. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that. So I'll see how that goes. I'm also working on reminding myself to keep eggshells and other things that can put some really healthy minerals into the soil. I need to remember not to throw it away, but to put it in the compost, because a lot of times I would just throw these eggshells away or these scraps that can really give good minerals to the soil. So I am really, really working on that, and I know I'm going to get the hang of it. By the way, this pot, I literally just got it at Goodwill, and I never realized that the canning pots were like almost $100 or more. And I only got this for like $5 at Goodwill, and it was a new pot. It was a new pot, and there were so many of them that day, and I never get to see them. So I'm pretty happy about that. So I'm just going to fill this pot up with some water. I'm going to put some moisture back in the soil. I completely forgot to add that. So I have to go back in there and get it nice and moist and softened, because it's very, very dry. Since we do live in a very dry area, that is very normal. So I need to go back and open that soil up and add that in there. I'm also going to add some ash from a fire that we were burning the other day with some friends. And this is going to give some minerals to the soil. I believe it adds potassium and calcium, and I don't know what else it adds, but it's good minerals for the soil. So I was reminded, and I'm glad that I was reminded, because it definitely made a difference in the soil. So that is what I'm doing. I'm going back and adding all the things that I forgot. I don't know why I kept forgetting to get certain things done. I think I was just in such a hurry since I had to run some errands. So I'm just glad I was able to get it done. And it is part of my garden goals, so you have to put the work in. But it was quite a warm day. It was actually hot, not just warm, it was hot. And I'm so looking forward to the heat to be gone because I'm tired of the heat. I do appreciate it, but I do want a little break, and I look forward for it to get really cold. I'm just so relieved that I finally got back to the compost here. This was something that I was really worried about. I thought it was going to be in very bad condition when I opened it because the last time I had looked at it was like towards the end of springtime. So I was just relieved that it wasn't the worst thing. So I am glad that I am working on this compost and it's only going to get better. That was a good time spent. I am so glad that I got that done right before I had to go run some errands. And honestly, I really enjoyed it. I can't even complain. It was a really good time, although it was very hot. I was just glad that I was able to get started there. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Good morning, everyone. It is officially Saturday. What a relief. I am so glad the weekend is here. I'm just enjoying my Saturday morning outside, also trying to plan to see what I am going to do next in the backyard. I also thought that I had a dentist appointment, and apparently I don't. So I'm just going to take the morning easy and I'm just going to show you guys what I have in mind today. So I'm not going to really do a whole lot. It was just a lot of planning. I have been doing a lot of research of where I can get some free soil, and apparently you can go to a recycling site, and some areas have soil like compost. And apparently, here in Vegas, we have a program where you can pay to get compost removed from your house, like all your scraps, whatever, and they come pick it up and they put it in their large pile of soil or compost. So I am trying to figure out if I can also get some of that because I was at the Home Depot yesterday to get some soil, and the soil is quite expensive to fill up a raised bed. So I'm going to see if there's another affordable way to get soil. And that was kind of what I discovered. So I'm going to see what I can find. And they only open until Monday. They're not open on the weekend. So I have to wait until Monday so I can give them a call and see how that program works and if I can pick some up for free or if it's much more affordable to buy through them. And also, today I might pick up soil later because I've been joining um, gardening. Excuse me. I've been joining gardening. What is it called? gardening groups on Facebook, and that also helps a lot to kind of know what's going on in your local area. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be connected with other farmers so I can get ideas of where I can get certain tools, certain things that I need for the garden. And so I was able to find somebody who was giving out free soil. And I'm going to see if I can go pick that up today, if there's still some left over, because clearly it's first come, first serve. So I will see if there's still some left by the time I get there. But today I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of what I'm doing, and it's not a lot. I just wanted to kind of brainstorm of how I'm going to put the raised beds. And also, I think I found a location of where I want to put it. So let me show you guys. So I'm just planning to add some of the wood that I showed you guys the other day, some of these wood panels here, and I'm going to move them to the area that I feel would make the most sense for the garden and for the veggie garden, sorry. And I'm going to put them on the barrel. I moved it earlier this morning, and so I think that's what I'm going to attempt to do. So let's see how that goes. One, two, three. So this is kind of the idea of what I'm thinking would be the size of the raised bed. It will eat. So I'm thinking it's going to be like this, and then there'll be another one right next to it. And that's a good enough size. Excuse me. And it gives all the veggies the space that they need to grow. So, um, yeah, I think this side will work. Okay, so I changed my mind. So what I decided to do is I moved the raised bed further out, and then I'm going to bring it a little bit this side. And then next to that raised bed, I'm going to add the second raised bed. So I'm going to start off with two raised beds and see how it goes. And in here, you guys can kind of see that there were flowers that were planted here. Ignore that. And this little area here, we're going to be planting a ton of flowers to enjoy during the springtime. And then here is going to be like a pathway to go into the veggie garden. Because here also we're going to use that as a pathway to go inside. Because what I'm going to do, because we have, the Vegas heat here, although our winters are very nice, summer times are not. So I'm going to create a canopy that will protect the plants from burning up. So I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to do all of this, but one step at a time, and it's going to succeed. I'm very confident in that. So I'm excited. I think it's going to come out right. And then also, I'm going to move all these rocks that you see there piled up. I'm going to be moving all those rocks, and I'm going to put them right in the barrel. I'm going to take out a green bag. I'm going to put it on the ground so I can put all the rocks in there. And then once I'm ready to use them, I'm going to place them nicely after the raised beds are done. I'm going to place them nicely around the raised bed so it's a nice, easy, walkable path. So I think it's going to come out right. I'm very excited. So now that I have a better idea of how I'm going to set up the veggie garden, it does make me feel a lot more confident and a lot more better. And I might change it up as I'm working on it, but for now, I feel like what I have in mind will definitely work out. So I'm very happy about that. It's nice to brainstorm and to also visualize it as well. So that really helped me to put out the wood to see how I'm going to put it. And so I just can't wait to get started. I'm hoping to get those raised beds started within a week. I mean, by next week. And so hopefully that will work out. So I am back from my small little break. I just drank some water and then I just picked up a hat. It's not so hot outside today. It's actually very nice to be outdoors, but it's still like the sun is still pretty strong. So I'm just going to keep myself hydrated and kind of cover myself up a little bit. So this hat is doing the job. So now what I want to do is I'm going to remove all the rocks that you guys saw, and I'm going to bring some of them here in this area right here on the yellow, what is this called? There's a name for this, but I'm going to put it on this yellow tarp. Yeah, tarp. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly do that. I'm not going to get everything done today, but at least if I can get started, I will be so happy with that. So I'm going to get started now. Wow, that was super heavy. I'm so glad that I didn't fill it up all the way. Okay, so that was a lot of fun. That was like a bit of a workout, and I needed that. So that was great. I'm so glad I was able to do that. So I was able to do like two more loads, and that was about it. So I'm done when it comes to that, and I'll probably do a little bit more tomorrow. So I'm just drying off with the clean cloth. I just wet it a bit to cool off, and thankfully it's not scorching hot outside, but it is still pretty hot. So I am going to now, um, I'm going to add some things to the compost. And I wanted to boil some corn so I can have as a snack. And also, my husband's coming home pretty soon. So I'm going to go ahead and have that as a snack. We just enjoy corn. We'll just boil it and have it with salt and butter or however way we want to eat it. It's such a nice snack. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Peel some corn, put that in the compost, and that is all I'm going to do for the day. Thanks for joining me. So I just quickly grabbed the corn. It's not a whole lot. They just had it sell there at Sprouts for the corn. It was like, how many was it? It's four for $2. So I grabbed as much as I could. They didn't have much left. And so I just grabbed a few. I grabbed like 8 of them. And I'm going to go ahead and peel these. And I'm going to also cut it up into pieces to put it in the compost. I am so glad I got to peel this outside. The weather outside has been very nice, so it's been easier to sit outside longer. But every time I peel corn inside the house, things get everywhere, especially those stringy things on the corn. So being outside, it was just better. It was easier, and the compost was right there. So I just had to peel, cut, and throw it in the soil, and it just made it a lot more easier and mess free. And I think I'm going to do this more often. But during the summer, once it's hot, it's really difficult to be outdoors. It's just not a good idea, actually. You have to be really smart about how you move around in the Las Vegas heat. But now the temperatures are cooler, so this was the perfect time to do this. I'm sure you can see that I didn't use my kitchen scissors. I could not find them. I have no idea where they went, but they are in the kitchen somewhere. So I just used whatever scissors I was able to find in the drawer, and this was the scissors I was able to find. They work perfectly fine. They're not scissors that we really use for anything, so I was able to use it and to chop up the husks in smaller pieces so it can be easier on the soil. And this is my preference. I don't want to put whole husk in the soil. I rather it be chopped up in smaller pieces. So I was enjoying this. This was very therapeutic. I was thinking how I cannot wait for one day for this to be my own vegetables that I am processing. So I am looking forward to that one day. So this was very nice. This was very therapeutic for me personally. And I hope to one day be able to do this with my own food from my own garden. This soil is getting healthier and healthier by the days, and I'm just going to keep on adding the nutrition and mixing, 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 and putting water and mixing, mixing, mixing. And it's working. And this soil smells so good. It smells like a rainy day. And I just can sit here and just smell the soil. It smells very good. It smells very earthy. So I am quite proud of this soil. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I had such a lovely morning. It is now 12 o'clock, so I am wrapping it up here. I'm just going to add a little bit more water to the compost because I noticed certain areas were just a little bit more sandier, more drier. So I'm just going to add some more water, but I'm glad I was able to get some more scraps in there. And I'm just going to be slowly working that compost, and I'm very happy. So I am going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my afternoon inside. I had such a lovely time working on little projects outside, and I just can't wait until everything is put together. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you as my guest again next time. Bye. Gigi, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you going to sail the boat? You're so cute. Yeah. What else do you have to say? Are you enjoying the sunlight? Yeah, same. I am so glad that I got this corn. It was the perfect light snack after a long morning out in the garden, and it was so good. I do not know why I keep forgetting to remove that Goodwill tag from my pot. I need to do that ASAP.